Baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Oh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Oh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw.
Here's old dirty bastard for you. Hear him? Here's just some old dirty bastard. Is he dead or is he still alive?
He's dead.
Wonder what killed him.
They said like he had like a heart attack or like a brain aneurysm. I guess it was like drug related. I guess.
Is that what it was?
At least that's what they saying.
You think it was?
I don't know, man.
I don't know either.
The only reason I say that was because after he died, like everybody that was around him was real hush hush about what happened.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, you know. All right, can I turn it down now?
You can. I never turn it
You
up.
said I didn't play anything, and I did.
And then I said the fucking song,
See, I'm still trying to figure this new program out.
that Hey Dirty song where it's like, baby, I got your money. You just play it like Old Dirty Bastard because I said
Well, you just said Old Dirty Bastard, so I just decided to play Old Dirty Bastard.
Everybody know that song. Go, hey.
I know which one you're talking about. I know which one you're talking about. I'm still trying to figure out this new program. Look at this. This time you get to see what we're looking at. Ain't that nice?
It's nice.
Right?
Yeah.
So now when I'm talking,
Like how I look on television.
Don't you look good?
I'm waiting on the check to come.
Shit, so am I, brother. Fuck.
Hey, I'm
We're
telling
gonna
you.
get a check.
I don't know. They put me on TV. I make that shit work.
Is that how it'll work? You think so?
I make that shit work. Everybody around me get paid. Watch.
Right. So here's the thing, though. It's been a crazy, crazy week, right?
Yeah.
We had the big wrestling show. Did I turn? I think I turned the wrong mic down. I did. I don't know. Dude. I have no idea what we're doing.
Most part, you never really.
I do. I don't. I just go and go and go, right?
For the most part,
Pretty much that's how it
that's
works,
what
ain't it?
That's how you seem to operate.
It's the operator's error, you think it is? Is that what it is?
Maybe so.
Huh?
Maybe so, because this is your shit.
Well, now it's starting to become, you're starting. You're in this.
Oh, yeah, I'm in this. Hey, my name is on this. My face is on
You're
this.
right. You are.
This is your shit.
Well, just because it's just because it's my shit don't mean it ain't. You ain't part of it.
Oh, no, I understand that. I understand.
You know what I'm saying? I think I plugged the wrong one in. I did. Motherfucker. Monkey in the butthole.
See, and they say that's how AIDS got started.
Oh, fuck that shit.
But I don't believe that.
Huh?
I don't believe that. I just think some people are fond of fucking animal stuff.
I think a lot of people are fine with fucking animals, dude. That's why you see all these redneck hillbillies out there fucking animals. Huh?
I don't know, man.
You don't see that?
I don't know because I don't go looking for that.
What do you mean you don't go looking for that? Everybody goes looking for that.
Not at all.
Oh, yeah, we all do.
What, you mean like looking at porn?
No, don't look at porn. Just, and people fucking animals.
I pass, man.
People are sick pricks, man.
I'm pretty sure there are. That's proof.
Huh?
I said I'm pretty sure there are. That's
People
proof
are
of
some
that
sick
shit,
pricks, dude. That's all there is to it.
I ain't watching nobody get fucked up.
I watched a movie once, and that's what it was about. It's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. It really was.
And you made it all the way through.
No, I didn't make it all the way through.
Oh, okay, because you're talking like you made it all the way through.
No. You notice I don't have the sunglasses or the hat on today.
Oh, okay.
It's too hot for that shit. Was it me or did it warm up today?
For the last couple of days it has.
Hasn't it though?
Yeah.
It's fall. You would think.
It's my favorite time of year.
I know, right?
Season.
It's the best time of the year.
My favorite holiday coming up.
What's your favorite holiday?
Halloween.
You were just complaining about how you hate clowns.
I do. I fucking hate them.
Why? What's wrong with clowns? They just bring nothing but joy to people. Fuck them.
Fuck them in everything they worth.
Oh,
fuck
come
any
on.
person that ever introduced the clown.
Come on, man.
They bring you joy, more power to you. I don't fuck with them, man.
Come on. Clowns are the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
Huh?
Okay.
How do you not like
Because
clowns?
then they just fucking weird. They're unnecessary. And I guess I can also blame it on Pennywise.
Right?
Like,
Okay.
that shit too. That didn't help it. But like, I told you, man, I had stayed with my grandfather for a period of time and I had an uncle. And like, my grandparents, they were older people when they had younger children. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So I guess my grandparents, for whatever reason, thought decorating his room in a whole bunch of clown decorations like would be awesome, but it's not when it's like 2, 3 in the morning and it's dark as hell and you have all these clowns.
You mean like this?
Fuck you,
You mean like that?
fuck you.
Okay, how about this one? Okay, here. Here. This one. What about him? What about Pennywise?
How about fuck you?
Oh, that was great, wasn't it? You got to admit that was funny.
That's bullshit. That is fucking bullshit.
You got to admit. You got to admit
Fucking
that's
hate
funny.
clowns, man.
So we had the debate. We had the debate.
That shit was awesome, man.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Dude.
I've been loving this shit, man.
Okay.
I've been loving this shit.
So we were gonna try to go down there, right?
Hey, you thought about going down there, and I was being honest, man. I ain't want to go downtown on no Sunday with a whole bunch of white angry folks.
Oh, come on.
I'm not saying like, oh, it's
Oh,
a
you
white.
would-
Hear me out. Let me. All
That's
I'm saying
exactly
is-
what you're saying. You're saying all white people are angry.
That's not true.
I'm
That's
not
not
angry.
No, you just a little bit off your shit.
That is
But
true. I am.
please don't misinterpret what I'm saying. It's just a lot of people, they take their politics seriously.
Right.
And I'm one of those people. I can't get so emotionally invested in shit like this that it doesn't allow me to think. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
I feel like that's what people do when it comes to politics and like religion. They get so emotionally
It
invested.
is,
in
and it's
they don't think.
ridiculous.
But that
Right.
shit was funny though. Of it, like,
Oh, dude, it was. I literally watched it, right? Because you had the wrestling pay-per-view, right?
right.
And then you had the politics, and I'm a huge football fan.
I didn't know that.
I play fantasy football, everything, dude. I love this shit.
Are you one of those people who wish they was a football player?
Motherfucker, I couldn't be a football player. Kidding me? Come on. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? I could be a football player. Look at me. Look at me.
I don't know, man. We all got dreams. Man.
That is true. That is true. But so I'm flipping through the debate, and I'm flipping through wrestling, and I'm watching football. Well, the debate got so entertaining that I had to start watching that. And I literally do not know. Listening, and how can anybody in their right conscious mind vote for Donald Trump? I don't get it. I need to do something real quick. We're gonna do this. We gotta switch cameras around a little. It's like when you look at me, you're looking that way, and when I look at you, I'm looking the opposite.
Oh, okay.
So see, now when we look at each other, look at me now. Look, see,
Oh, okay.
see how that works?
Yeah, I see.
See, this is what I do back here. Now I'm letting you see what I do. But no, I just don't see how anybody in their right mind could vote for him.
You know what I think it is, man. I think at this point, I just think a lot of people are just tired of the fuckery, man. And
From who?
From just the system in general, and the fact that he's never been a politician. People are looking at him for an opportunity. They're giving him an opportunity because you never know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I see your point.
I think that's just mostly what it is. I mean, it's frustration and people scared, man. I think a lot of people.
What are they scared of?
I think they just don't know. Like, America's never been at a point like this ever that I can think of.
Right.
Where all this diversity and everybody's coming together with their issues and they're looking to somebody to fix their problems, but the people fuck you again.
I'm taking it off. I'm going to look for something else.
And the people they looking to help them,
right?
You know what I'm saying? They keep screwing them over. Like, and I tell people, you always hear people say, well, such and such couldn't fix this because such and such fucked this up.
That's
and
true.
Everybody always want to say, well, the last person had to fix it for the last person and the last person. So it just goes to
but
show
the question is, though, okay, when do you actually start taking responsibility for yourself.
You mean people?
Yeah, because like we've talked about this, right? We've talked about this. We're gonna, we're working on. Well, I mean, we're doing an outline of
Right.
what we want to do. And,
So far, we just we in the figuring out stage.
right, yeah, and I mean, it ain't like it's gonna happen tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? We still got to find, you know, we still got to come up with the questions. We still got to come up with who we're gonna have doing the filming
Right.
and all that shit. You know what I mean? We still coming up with the outlines and all that. Right?
We said that. Right. We said that.
Yeah. So I mean, we're still coming up into all that. We're still trying to figure out how we want to do it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But like, where it is in this, like I was talking to a person at work today. Where at in a society, right? When is it that we stop seeing people for skin color, race, and all that? When do we stop doing that?
You want to tell you something? In my personal, I think the only time that's hard to. Matter of fact, because I had to completely think about that. It's hard for me to actually say that because the younger generation they don't see that in each other.
You're right.
They don't see that in each other. So it just goes to show you this is an old way of thinking. Like
Okay,
that
here,
people
okay.
are dealing with.
So let's look at this, okay? So you go by Damian Cortess,
Right.
right? Okay, that's your ring name, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Typically, the name Cortez is Mexican.
Yes, but it's Cortess. But you
Wait.
can say
Oh, that's right.
Everybody
It is.
says Cortez.
It is. It is Cortez. You're right.
It's
You're right.
easier for them.
So I mean, so if people would look, well, you want to take it?
Yeah.
Tell them they're on air. Tell them they're on the air.
Oh, baby, what's up?
Oh, but you can't.
Hold on, wait. Hey, look, give me one quick second. I'm gonna hit you back, okay? All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Was that a good call?
That was a good
Or a
call, but
bad
I just knew, it was gonna get.
Now, how do you know I would have gotten ignorant?
I ain't say got ignorant. I was gonna say it was gonna go real deep into something that it ain't need to go into. I don't, you can't share all your business.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I
You
know
can't
who
share
it is
all
now.
your business.
Right.
I don't mind sharing calls, but you can't share all your business.
Right. So, but okay, so, and I agree with you. I think it's the younger generation. Like, okay, so like the one question we're gonna ask, one of the questions we're gonna ask people is what makes you better than the next person, right?
Okay.
That was one of the questions that we said we're gonna ask, right?
Right.
Okay, so now let me ask you this question. So when you look at me, what do you see?
You see a person.
Okay, so let's see. So when I look at you, all I see is a person, right?
Right.
Now, we know how old I am. I'm 40. So we know I'm quite old. And you're what, just a few years younger than me?
Yeah, literally maybe like 10.
Right, 10. Okay. So now if we're two people who are starting to see that, is it time to start teaching these younger kids that it's time to quit being piece of shit racist and see people for people?
How can you know how crazy that shit sounds? Like if you think about that.
Oh, you're right.
Look, this is why the shit is so confusing, and millennials they're quick to tell older people that they don't know shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's for the simple fact that there are a lot of older people who are still in power in all points of life trying to tell people what they need to do to fix their problems.
Mm-hmm.
But those younger people, they don't have those problems. You see
Yep.
what I'm saying? These are only issues that they're dealing with the older class of people. I'm not saying being old is a bad thing. I'm not saying that.
Oh, it
you
is,
can't
man.
learn.
It hurts.
I'm not saying you can't learn from your elders, but that sounds crazy as hell to me saying, well, older people can really teach younger people about how not to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I know exactly what you're saying.
Because they don't see that.
Right.
Like,
No.
they just really don't.
They don't anymore. And where along our lines did we, as a society, change that? Where kids started seeing people and not as a race or a skin color or anything like that.
I think all that. At least here, in St. Louis that I can think of, a lot of that is credited to like them sending a lot of black kids to schools in
Right.
the county and stuff like
Okay.
that. Though that's helping them get that experience, and the ones out there having them to get their experience. But
Right.
as far as everybody else, like around the country, who knows, man? Like who really knows? Because like I said, kids go to different places, they experience different things, but like I told you before, they haven't seen all those same things happen out in the general public that their parents have seen. And even what's the chances of if somebody actually did it, could they actually recognize it as some form of bigotry or whatever without anybody explaining it?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you got. I guess you got a point there. I mean, I can see that. You have a point. But the way I look at it now, though, is I think that these kids nowadays are just tired of. Okay, well, again, they're not buying into the media anymore. They're not. Like, okay, so prime example, you go on Facebook, right?
Right.
And I know you've seen it about the cop that just got killed. St. Louis County cop that just got killed.
It's fucked up, man.
Got killed by a white kid, right?
Yeah.
How they, and I'm gonna go right back. You know where I'm going with this, and you know Bob is gonna be watching. And he knows where I'm.
He's a troubled team.
How much did you see of that? You only saw the one day of it, correct?
I seen it. I seen it on television for like 2 days.
Okay. Now,
but mostly the second day was more of them, explaining the officer who he was and the people that was helping him and supporting him. God bless you, sir.
Right.
Thank you for your service. His family
Now,
and everything.
Michael Brown. How much did we see of that?
I mean, he saw that shit every day. All day.
Okay.
Oh, my bad. We ain't supposed to shake the table.
You're good. You're good. we saw that every day, right?
Right.
Okay. The Pulse killing in Florida, where was the 50 innocent people were killed?
Right.
How much did we see of that?
For a couple of days, it didn't last long.
But it was about a week.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. What about a Boston, or what about a terrorist attack? What do we see?
And those shit don't last. We don't even have terrorist attacks, let them say.
Yeah, but here's the thing. What do we see, though? We see all of the minorities, right?
Right.
And that's all we see. Why is that?
I don't know, man.
Yes,
that
you
shit
do.
is crazy.
I will say it. Here, I'm going to cut off of you, and I will say it. America media wants to keep us separate. You laugh about it, but you know I'm true.
I know it is because
I'm true.
I've said it, man. We see it all the time, man. I was like, hey, I've seen so many black people just get taken out, and you see the whole thing from beginning to end, and don't nobody really say nothing, man.
What was that video you sent me?
Man, it be live, man.
What was that? Let me find that video you sent me. What video am I talking about?
I got my bag. I got that movie for you too.
Okay, you know what video I'm talking about, right?
I don't know, man.
Hold on. Let me get to it. It was. See, now I need to find a program to download videos so I can have them ready to go.
Right.
Is it this one? No, it's not what that one. But I am voting Damien Cortess.
Oh man, I love that shit.
2016.
I thought that shit was hilarious.
I'm
voting for my fucking self.
I am too.
But you know what, though? I think a lot of people got that confused because so many people started messaging me, telling me they was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna vote for you," and I was like, "No, I think you're getting confused. What I was saying was vote for your fucking self."
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, so here's the video I found. This is one of them. This is a must see of David Boehner School's Congressman on Hip Hop and Violence.
Oh yeah.
Work to do. I come to work every single day trying to do better for the people that you are sending your message to. My question to you is, are you willing to try to do better in communicating a message that is more positive?
What I will say, I am willing to work harder to change the conditions in which I come out of, so maybe I won't have to talk about it. Maybe if we spent more time in the hood, and being the fact that Mississippi is the most impoverished state, in the union, maybe if my conditions change, I would have different things to talk about. This is not against the law for me to speak my mind. So why is it that when young black men do something, and Martin Scorsese can make movies that talk about bitches and niggas and it's fine, and he can be a role model. The Osbournes can do the same thing that Ludacris can do, but he get his Pepsi deal taken away. Same thing with Don Imus. We here in front of Congress, but regardless, Don Imus got that $1 million contract to go on to his next business deal. The truth is, we have been being demonized since day one. Of course, I can be a role model. Look at Ice Cube. He's one of the most powerful guys in the music industry. What if we would have stopped him in NWA days? We wouldn't have given him the responsibility to grow. It's the process that makes us men.
Huh?
I guess so.
We must have, because we pissed somebody off. But I mean, it's true. And then here's another one. So you don't think I watch this stuff that you send me, do you? Huh?
What'd you say?
So you don't think I watch?
No,
this
I think you do. You know what? At first, I would ask, certain things with certain people to see if you were watching, just curious, because a lot of people they try to feed you bullshit,
right?
But
Now here's the other one I like: a white audience has left speeches by a brilliant question about race. Well, I mean, it's a longer one, right? I think so. Yeah. No, it's not really that long.
In this room, who would be happy to be treated as this society in general treats our citizens, our black citizens. If you, as a white person, would be happy to receive the same treatment that our black citizens do in this society, please stand. You didn't understand the directions. If you white folks want to be treated the way blacks are in this society, stand. Nobody's standing here. That says very plainly that you know what's happening. You know you don't want it for you. I want to know why you're so willing to accept it or to allow it to happen for others.
Now, that you can go look at Occupy Democrats. And you know what really pissed me off about the debates? Is that you were in a city, right? That it right now is so racially divided. And you didn't bring up that talk about how to help communities and bring people together. The one thing that I agree with like almost every single one.
You mean the candidates bringing it up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like they did in the first debate.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The one thing that irritates me the most about some of these videos is they all have a good message, right? They all have a good message. But again, they still want to separate. They still want to keep it separate. When they need to, unlike, my fate, and you know which video I'm going to go to. You don't?
No, I don't. I'm not in your mind.
Oh, come on, man. You've been doing this long enough. You know what video I love. You know what video I love more than anything. More than any video that speaks what I think the most. This one.
I am not black. I mean, that's what the world calls me, but it's not me. I didn't come out of my mother's womb saying, hey, everybody, I'm black. No, I was taught to be black. And you were taught to call me that, along with whatever you call yourself. It's just a label. See, from birth, the world force feeds us these labels. And eventually we all swallow them.
This here
We digest them.
is probably one of the most realist things you will ever see. You know, and it's true. You were born a person. I was born a person. And as we grew up, we were taught who we were. And that's where I think this society and these kids nowadays are starting to see that difference.
I mean, because it's no longer, you can no longer, like, case in point, like, there's certain things that I feel like my mother and my grandmother taught me that are still relevant today as far as survival and me being alive. But those same fears, those same worries, they're not the same. And they won't really be the same for my children and my children's children. And that's, once again, that goes to the point of younger people being able to be open and honest and say what they want to say, that there's nobody there telling them that, oh, well, you know, you can't say this or you can't say this. That's not, unless you're talking about real shit like this, or you're talking about something that got to do with gay people or some shit like
Right.
that. Then that's when they
Like
really...
I had a friend when I was, you know, I've talked to a lot of people about this and trying to get their opinions of what we, you know, how I want this to go.
Mhm.
And a lot of things are like, a lot of things people say to me is like, well, it's all about social economics, social diversity. I'm like, no, that's bullshit. Because I mean,
like,
you look at some of, like the one guy said, you look at like Ice Cube, and you look at like, but then you'll go back to your whole, they were picked to be that way.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd be a fool to be like, oh, there aren't people who've actually been successful.
See, and like
and have made it on their own.
Like I think there's two major gangster rappers from that time that have made it successful and took their misfortunes and turned them around. That's Ice-T and Ice Cube.
I just personally feel like they knew what their role was and they played their spot. They didn't go any further than what
That's
was
true.
needed. Because I mean, that's no disrespect to Ice Cube. I love Friday. I love like his music and everything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But outside of that, like, there's nothing too much I can really associate with him. You know what I'm saying?
You don't know the song "Today Was a Good Day"?
I mean, I know all that. Don't get me wrong.
I love that song.
Look, hey, I like that song too, and I can appreciate the message and everything
Right.
in it. What I'm saying is that he never rocked the boat, really. Don't get me wrong. He had his albums, his music. His music was very controversial, but America is controversial within itself.
Hold on.
What's up?
He didn't rock the boat.
You're not getting my point. Like,
all right,
you talking about freedom of speech. Like,
okay.
As far as freedom of speech goes, yes, he's one of the people that was, you know, it made it to where they had to use parental advisory stickers and shit like that and shit. But like outside of that, like, I've never seen him really step outside of himself and what's the, because I don't want to discredit him. I don't want to make it seem like, you know, he hasn't done anything worthwhile, because he's been tremendously successful.
Hold on.
I respect his talents, but
here's what I'm saying. This song here didn't rock the boat.
Right about now, NWA Cortess in full effect. Judge Gray residing. In the case of NWA versus the police department, prosecuting attorneys are MP Ren, Ice Cube, and Easy motherfucking E. Ice Cube, take the motherfucking stand. Do you want to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help your black ass? You goddamn right. What the fuck you gotta say?
I appreciate them making it visible.
Right.
I appreciate him making it visible.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I that's why I said I can never discredit him for that. But as far as like openly taking a stand, like, I'm a big believer in some people that
you're talking like now.
I'm just saying in general. Because
Okay.
like, I'm a big believer, like, if you believe in something, you're gonna believe in it all the way to the end.
Okay.
Like,
I see what you're saying.
I'm not saying I'm an extremist. I'm not saying like do something that's out of this world. But if you see an injustice and you see an indifference and you want to stand up for that and change that, you need to push that all the way to the point
Now,
to
okay.
where they don't want you pushing anymore. Because if you're pushing and they get to the point where they're comfortable with you, then you're tolerable, which means you're not really affecting anything. You just, you know what I'm saying? You
Right.
might be dropping a nickel and a dime here, and it might be bouncing back or whatever, but you're not really disturbing or fucking anything. You know what I'm saying? You're not fucking nothing up. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
I see. Okay, I see your point now. But I mean, well, I see your point now. I see what you're saying. You're right. I mean, when they did that song, when that song came out, 88, 89,
Possibly.
something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been around for.
Yeah, it took me a little later to catch on to it. I was born in '86, so
You were diapers when that song.
yeah,
Came
yeah.
out. I remember when that song came out. I loved it.
Don't get me wrong, like
I loved it.
I fuck with NWA. Like
I think they're probably one of
and
the
the
most
truth, man.
influential rap groups of all time.
yeah,
Nah, so let's get on the live stuff.
you still talking about the debate though? Like before you go jumping, because we was talking about.
Oh yeah, I know, because I went back to that. So, but you can. So man, I'm listening to these people. They're asking all these undecided voters, right? But not. I mean, to me, it seemed like they were all softball questions. Nobody asked a real question. Like, what? Here's what I want to know, and that's going to mean that was a perfect chance for somebody to stand up. You're Trump. You say.
Sit in the crowd and everything like that. They make you write your name on the ballot and what you're gonna ask.
Yeah,
They go through them shits. They find the questions that they want, and that's it.
These questions.
Of course.
Of course you have, man. And did you notice who the moderator was?
Yeah, man.
Anderson Cooper.
And
You know where he belongs, don't you?
and that one ghoulish lady that was.
You know where he belongs, don't you?
I don't.
Gay mafia.
You know what, man? Hey.
Now you know, to me, it's just one big giant circus. I'll be glad when November 2nd comes.
I ain't scared of nobody, but them gay folks, man, they don't play around.
Oh,
They don't
stop
play
it.
around.
They ain't gonna bother you.
I ain't saying they gonna bother me, man, but that shit real,
Now,
man.
here's my question. How come you don't like clowns, right?
Right.
Yet Saturday, we came out in some more paint.
Oh yeah, man, that was everything.
Huh?
That was everything, bro.
Okay.
I couldn't even. Oh man, I can't wait for the world to just adjust slightly on this axis so it can line up with what my view is, and everybody can be in my picture. Because it'll be amazing.
I'm just saying. I mean, come out. And look, you know, I'm a big fan of yours when it comes to the wrestling, right?
That's what's up.
I'm a big fan. But you had to come out with the Moondog.
Oh yeah, man, that was
smells from the week.
that was interesting.
I don't even
That
know
was
how you got
interesting.
that close to him because you know he kind of smelled.
Man, I just shared a couple Scooby snacks with him, man, and it was good. Man.
He never takes a shower.
Hey man, that's his personal choice.
I mean, here it is. Let's look. Here's the war paint. This is the one picture I found right away. Here's the Mr. War paint, right there. Look at
5 minutes.
Now that's a scary clown.
That's not a clown, man.
That's a clown.
Nah, man. I felt like the God of War, man, at
The
that
God
point.
of War.
I felt like Kratos, man.
So what made you decide to paint your face? I
Man,
thought
it's
it was good.
October, man. It's like Halloween, man. It's just that's my
Right.
shit, man. If I could, man, I'd go full tilt, man. You know, like people do cosplay shit.
Right.
Like if I could really go full painted, just all out of
Now,
people, I would.
I'll say
Man.
this: Tim Miller said you actually looked better because it covered your big chrome dome.
Oh well,
That's what Timothy Miller said.
I don't really want Tim looking at me, so
That's what Timothy Miller said.
it doesn't bother
He
me.
said, I'm sure he's listening. He said that you looked good with all that war paint on.
Either way, whoever he loves will love me either way.
So I mean, when we talk about South Broadway, you know, this is where we broadcast that. We broadcast off
Right.
South Broadway TV, right?
Right.
There was a big shindig. The Von Erichs were here.
Oh, yeah, man. That was live, man. That was
Yeah.
live, man.
Now,
Congratulations to the Von Erichs
Right.
for going into the Hall of Fame, man. Respect.
I got to interview the girls beforehand. And Lacey is writing a book.
Okay, that's cool.
I will say this. When it gets closer to time,
Yeah. That's what's up, man.
we do.
Oh, we do. Hey, hey, that's what's up. We do.
Well, what did you think? I was gonna say me?
Hey, you never know, man. I ain't fucked up. Like I'm just saying, you never know. She might have been like, "Hey, I would like for you to interview me."
Well, she
I'm just
said,
saying.
here's
I'm
what
just
she
saying.
said. And quote, that when I interviewed her when we were sitting right over there, it was one of the most fun interviews. What's that word? Is it, would it be most fun?
Exceptional.
Exceptional. She said it was the best interview she's ever.
So exceptional.
Yeah.
She was exceptional.
Yeah, she said it was one of the most fun she's ever had on an interview. Okay? So I said, I do a show on Tuesday night that's nothing like this show, where we get a little more crazier, goofy, you know, we talk about serious topics, lighthearted topics. I'm not going to give her email out.
Of course.
She gave us her email.
That's what's up.
And said, it's closer to my book. Hit me up, and I'll come on.
Oh, that'd be dope,
on
man.
a Tuesday.
That'd be dope, man.
Now, I got her to sit next to me to interview her and her sister. Okay, you're upstairs in the locker room.
Yeah.
And she came up there.
Yeah.
What was that locker room like when those two women walked in?
Shit stopped for a minute. Everybody was on their fuckery as usual, and then
Here comes two beautiful. I mean, they were very beautiful women.
Yeah.
You know, you always hear that, and this is what I try to explain to people. You know, when you actually see somebody that is like, to me, my wife is the most beautiful.
My wife bad as fuck to me, man.
Huh?
I said my wife bad as fuck to me.
Right. But I mean, like when you see somebody that you see on TV.
And a lot of times, man, they don't be living up to them shits, man.
I know, but like when she sat down next to me, I was like, you were just as beautiful as you look on TV than you are in person. You know what I'm saying? But you see what I'm saying?
I guess.
No, it was just like there was something like you see celebrities, right? And you're just like, oh, okay.
Okay.
And then you see some celebrities, when you see them live, you're like, oh shit.
To me, it depends on the person, man.
Like me and Pink, when I saw Pink live.
This dude reminiscing like.
She dripped sweat on me. I didn't take a shower for a week. My poor wife.
Uh,
My poor wife. She had to sleep next to me, smelling all dirty.
Oh man.
Because I had pink sweat on me. God,
that's filthy, man.
Right?
Oh man.
But no, you know what I'm saying, though. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just
right.
when you see somebody like that, and then they come up, and you're just like, oh, you're like.
Yeah, man. I mean, I spoke to, I was greeted by both of them, man.
Right.
They cool, man. For the most part, I ain't really get to have no conversation or anything with them, but for the most part, they very beautiful ladies, and they seem cool. So,
they were very sweet.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very. I mean, they stayed here probably for what, an hour after the show.
Yeah. They sticked around for a while, man. Yeah, man.
And stuff like that.
It was cool, man. Most people when they come around, they don't, oh, hey, how you doing? For the big moment, and then
like, oh, you're signing. No, she was actually like engaging with the people.
I thought that was pretty cool, man.
You're right.
That's cool, man.
When you get to, but to me it was amazing because I had asked her, when did she know? Why did she get into wrestling? And her thing was she got into wrestling because she wanted to see what her dad went through, her family. And then when she actually saw it, and then when they said, okay, you're gonna have to start traveling, she said, nope, sorry, I'm gone. She goes, yeah, nope, I'm gone.
So she just stopped like that?
Yeah, 6 years, she said. So, but
I mean,
she did it because she had a family and she was a mother, and she's just like, I didn't want to be away from my kids that long.
I mean, everybody got their own reasons.
Right.
I say it all the time, man. With my success, it won't be your success. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the issue with a lot of people. I'm not just gonna say with wrestling. I'm gonna say with anything in general.
Right.
People always have this idea that if you're at the top of the heap, then you're the best in the world. But in reality, that may not be true. You just might be the person that everybody likes in the moment. You're the cool guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Oh yeah.
Like I said, it depends on to the person of what they think success is and what makes them happy,
so
man.
Success to me, like at first I always thought it was, if I had a shit ton of money, shit's going
Man, I'll
on.
be like, fuck money, man.
And as I got older, I'm like, you know what? You know what
But
makes
that
me-
don't mean I won't take no check. Don't get it confused, man.
Well, no, you're right.
I respect what the fuck money can do.
But now, I'm married to my wife.
I feel so sorry for this lady.
I know, right? But you know what makes me happy? Is when we're sitting there and we're on the couch watching Netflix. Or we're laying in bed and I'm watching TV and she's crocheting. To me,
Crocheting. Your wife still crochets?
Oh, yeah.
That's what's up. Hey, you know, it's getting
Dude,
cold
she-
outside. People need like mittens and
Dude,
gloves
she can
and
make
stuff.
she can make some stuff. She can make some really shitty
That's
some
what's up,
really
man.
shit stuff, dude. It's badass some of the stuff she makes. But like to me, that's what makes me happy. You know what I mean?
Right.
If my kids are happy or my kids are healthy, you know what I mean? I don't think it's all about money and like I used to, I guess. But I guess as you get older, I guess that's me.
I mean, because I guess that's what the world tells you, that you need to be happy, man. Like I said, like to me, of course, more. I had this conversation with somebody, and they told me matter of fact, it was after the show on Saturday. I was talking to my partner, Atil, and he was like, "You can't tell me that money doesn't make everybody's life a little bit better." And I told him, I said, to a degree, it does. But I said that same money that you have, if not handled responsibly, still comes with its own sets of troubles, whatever it may be, whether it is financially,
Well, like this song,
mentally, or whatever.
Puppy song, more money, more problems.
Man, he don't get no pass with that shit. Like he don't get no pass with that shit. Like I don't fuck with Puffy. Like, he don't get no pass.
But no, I mean it's true. You're right. The more money you have, the more problems you have. You know what I'm saying? Because you got people coming out of the woodwork that you haven't seen in years. Oh man, hook me up and blah blah blah. You know.
I hate that shit, man. Why everybody always want to get hooked up? Because they know.
Like I was listening to an interview the other day. It was D.L. Hughley on Howard Stern.
Fuck with D.L.
When he said he finally made, he goes, I worked my ass off for this. He goes, I worked my ass off. He goes, there was nobody else out there with me.
Nope.
He goes, I worked my ass off going to these skating rings and going to these hole in the wall chicken coop.
Yeah.
You know, doing my thing. And then I make it big, and then I got family members coming out of the woodwork going, hey man, loan me $175,000. I gotta pay back this loan. He said, motherfucker, you're asking me for $175,000 to pay back a loan. What's gonna make you think you're gonna pay me back?
Everybody wants something for free,
you know
man.
What I'm saying? I mean,
they want somebody else to do it for them.
Well, yeah, and you know, so I mean, like what did Bill Gates say? Bill Gates said what he said he was gonna do to his kids. He goes, I'm not leaving my kids money.
Man, that ain't gonna mean shit.
He says my kids are gonna have to work for their
man. Fuck that shit. That's some shit that sound good on paper, man. Like he's saying, cause like you gotta look at this shit like this, man. You talking about Bill fucking Gates, man. Everybody, look. I'm a firm believer that, like, you know, elevate shit, but I still believe he stole most of his shit.
I agree.
Even with that being,
he did. IBM. He stole their operating system.
Even with that shit being said, he's been working hand in hand with like the U.S., you know, government and shit for all kind of shit for years. Yep. So the fact that he's saying, "Oh well, I'm not gonna leave them my money," just because he's not giving them his money, don't mean that he don't have a lot of fucking money somewhere for them to have. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, dude has a shitload of money. Like, fuck out of here, man.
Dude,
like,
it's crazy. So, I know you've been watching the show.
Watching what, man?
And I've been watching it in installments.
What?
Luke Cage.
Hey, Luke Cage, my shit.
Dude.
Hey, you know what? I've never wanted to be a superhero in my life, but Luke Cage is the man. I want to be Luke Cage, man.
It would be.
Man, you know, his nickname should be bitches, man, because that's all he do. Look, that's no disrespect to the ladies. Excuse me. Please don't be offended, man. Oh. But, bruh, it doesn't matter. Look, like he said, it's all about the coffee. Sometimes the coffee just makes everything better.
Is that what it is?
Man.
I think
that show is fucking.
Netflix has done with these superhero shows.
Changed the game,
are absolutely phenomenal.
it's because of Netflix, like the shows that's like on CW and all these other. It's hard for them to keep up.
But like you couldn't put like okay, and I've said it before. Frank Miller,
Okay.
one of the greatest comic book writers of all, graphic novel writers of all time, graphic novel content, right?
Okay.
Frank Miller did some Luke Cages.
Okay.
So what we're
I've never
seeing-
read them, but
What we're seeing on Netflix is of Luke Cage is a part of the Frank Miller
that's what's up.
series.
That's what's up.
Okay. What we're seeing for Daredevil is a part of the Frank Miller series.
So that just means everybody just needs to just start going to Frank Miller and just have him write everything. And
Dude, Frank Miller's the shit, dude. Frank, I mean,
I've seen
you
a lot of
see
his other
300?
stuff like
300?
Sin City and
Love.
all
See,
that.
I wasn't big on
But
Sin City, but 300
300 was
Rise of the
dope.
Empire,
I seen both of those. Both of those were awesome too.
Batman
Man.
versus Superman.
I like the Dark Knight series. Like I
That's
didn't.
Frank Miller.
Yeah, I didn't like
That's
the.
Frank Miller.
If you're talking about that movie shit, then no.
Oh, okay. When I tell you, okay, here's what, and this is what I tell a lot of people who say that, oh, Batman versus Superman sucks. Yeah. If you look at it,
I
as a
don't feel
traditional-
like it sucked. Don't get me wrong. Like I don't feel like it sucked for like a comic book movie. It's dope for a comic book
Right.
movie because you never thought you'd see anything like that.
Yeah.
But as far as like I'm saying it sucked, like I felt like it was rushed and the shit had no personality. Like it all felt bland.
But here's now.
If you hit me with that bullshit that they had to make it all like
No.
this so they can build it to this,
No,
I'm like
it's
that's
not
some
what I'm gonna do.
bullshit.
It's not what I'm gonna do. You ready? Go back and find the Frank Miller version of Batman versus Superman, right?
Okay.
Read that comic, that graphic novel, and then rewatch Batman versus Superman. Because it's exactly that, except for the last half an hour.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes. And when I tell people that, and people that have read the Frank Miller version, they're like, oh my God, you're absolutely right.
You know what that means? You know what that means? All respect to Frank Miller. That means he walked up into DC's offices and pissed all over their table and said, "That's an idea."
Probably.
That's what that is.
Probably.
Because
But no. So what I like about the what I like about the Daredevil and the Luke Cage, and see, like when I watched Daredevil, I just ran through them all, right? And
Yeah.
I got itchy.
Yeah.
Fuck, what's the new Daredevil's coming out? So I'm now like this with Luke Cage. I'll watch like 2 or 3 of them. It's usually about 2, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta stop because I don't want to burn through it all. Because I don't want to itch for more Luke Cage.
just watch the shit all over again. You'll see something you didn't
That's
notice the
true.
first time.
I could do that.
You know what? A lot of people tell me that I was wrong, but
What are you wrong about?
because recently I've been talking to people as far as like villains and people that are in movies,
Right?
and I feel like Netflix has like cornered that.
Oh, dude, I agree with you.
I don't feel like any of these movies, except if you want to include Loki, maybe.
Right?
But I feel like Wilson Fisk, Cottonmouth, even though I feel like he deserved a better send off.
I think, well, that's how it was in the comic book, but
They could have stretched it out a season, man.
they could have. I agree with you.
Because I
think they
could have dealt with an entire season of Diamondback himself too. Because
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen anything like Diamondback.
But there's
Period.
you finished it, right?
I'm not gonna say if I finished it.
Yeah, because don't spoil it.
No, I'm not gonna spoil
Don't be a
anything.
spoiler.
No.
But I'm saying, I was talking to a friend of mine who's already finished it. I was the exact same, like, I can't believe they killed Cottonmouth off and blah, blah, blah. He's like, there's a reason why.
Yeah,
He goes,
it is.
because Cottonmouth, and I didn't realize it until he told me, he goes, Cottonmouth really wasn't one of his
Nah.
biggest arch enemies. You know, it was Diamondback and Cottonmouth's, cousin.
Yeah, Black Mariah.
Yeah, were his more pronounced. I'm like, okay, I was like, yeah, but at least, a lot of people don't know who, if you're not a diehard comic book fan, you don't know who Luke Cage is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You only know him for the Jessica Jones comic
Right.
books. That would be it. I mean, so I think
Oh,
that
Heroes
would've
for
been-
Hire.
Yeah, the Heroes for Hire, the Defenders. But see those are comic books that have a cult following.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Luke Cage is one of those guys who has a cult following. Iron Fist is the
Yeah.
guy. Because you can't have Luke Cage without Iron Fist.
Right.
So tell me Iron Fist comes in.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I
He
thought
does?
that was.
Iron
Yeah,
Fist does?
no, not on the show, man.
Oh, damn it.
It's still that would be a spoiler. So why would you ask that?
Okay,
That I should have lied and said yeah. I should
If
have
I would have finished it and he would have came up, I'd have been pissed.
I should have lied and just made up some kind of random ass scenario.
I would have been pissed. Because I love that whole Iron Fist and Luke Cage.
Oh shit, man, that would have been everything.
It's great. That whole Iron Fist and Luke Cage. The whole Defenders thing. You're supposed to be doing a whole Defenders
Yeah.
series.
I'm looking forward to all that, but to be quite honest, man, I'm looking forward to Punisher more than anything. Hey, fucking Punisher, man.
See, the
Because
Punisher is that good guy, but not good guy.
he's an anti-hero. But see, it's the whole thing. Like, you gotta think about it. We first seen him in season 2 of Daredevil.
Right.
And to be quite honest, that
He's
was
getting
just
his own series.
yes, that was just a man that was just on him after revenge. So what happens when he gets to the point where he's legitimately punishing people? You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think about it. That was all about revenge. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when he legitimately starts punishing people,
Well,
man.
you know they say the new Daredevil, right?
yeah, season 3.
Season 3 is going. You know who's coming? Bullseye.
Oh, okay. I heard, but I wasn't too sure.
But the way they want to do it is they want to take it down that avenue where Daredevil actually starts killing people because Bullseye drives him so mad, and then the Punisher has to go and help Daredevil like he helped him. So that's gonna be
live, man.
that's
gonna be live.
gonna be really, really good.
But now I like a lot of what a lot of people I heard a lot of people say about the Luke Cage thing too is that they felt like they didn't like that it slowed down. But I think that's what's cool about it. What made it different is because whenever you see superheroes, they're either like super powerful and have these amazing abilities where you need CGI to really explain everything, or if they know how to fight, they have to know martial arts. Like, don't get me wrong, no disrespect. It's not that many white people in the world that know that much kung fu, man. Like, it's just not.
Right.
It's just not.
There's
Don't get me wrong.
there's not.
MMA is the shit, and a lot of people have picked it up, but it's not that many people in the world that know that much martial arts.
No, you're right. Yeah, I agree
So-
with you.
To see a person that even though he has like these abilities or whatever they are, he's not like leaping like a million stories and
See, and that's
all these
why
other
I
things.
liked-
And
that's why I liked.
he was
the
very
whole-
relatable.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Like, it was
that's
cool.
why I liked the whole Daredevil. That's why I like the whole Defender series.
Right.
Where it's the Daredevil, it's Luke Cage, it's Iron Fist, Misty Knight, because they're just
Hey, by the way, the lady who plays Misty Knight
not
is
bad.
bad.
Not bad at all.
She is
See
bad.
the side image?
A little bit. I'm wondering, like, do you think they'll do that? Because in the comic books, Iron Fist and Misty Knight are in a relationship,
Well, yeah.
right? So I'm wondering, like, would that ever like play
I'm
a
sure
role?
it's going
That would
to.
be pretty cool
I mean,
too.
I'm sure it's going to sooner or later, but yeah. What I like, you're right. They are way more relatable. That whole Defender series that Marvel put out. I think that's why I prefer Batman more than I do Superman.
Oh, yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that it is the fucking truth,
That's why.
man.
That's why I prefer Batman more than I.
He's
don't
not
get me
my
wrong.
favorite hero, but he is the best
How's he
hero
not? Who's your
ever.
favorite?
Deadpool, man. When I was a kid, it used to be Wolverine until I discovered Deadpool.
Yeah,
man.
but Deadpool's that. He's
No,
got
see,
that
Deadpool
power.
became cool because everybody got hip on Deadpool. I like his carefreeness and just willing to do whatever and have fun regardless of what the circumstances
That's true.
is.
That's true.
I could care less about the healing factor because it doesn't matter when he's even constantly attempting to find ways to kill himself.
That is true. He is.
But for Batman, and people say, oh, well, he's only able to do all this stuff because he has money. But think about it. You have people that's like Lex Luthor and all these other people who have money who buy these things to enhance themselves, to
Right.
make themselves stronger. And he could have did the same thing.
But he did
Never-
good.
But no, think about it though. All he ever bought, if you think about it, was a suit a car, a boat,
And a plane.
and some help, and a
That's true.
plane.
That's true.
Everything else was hands on.
That is
Like
true.
he has all this money and he can buy anything in
That's
the
true.
world. The only time you think about this, when he really spent money, the only person he was really spending money on was Batman
That's true.
and Superman.
That's true.
I gotta show respect to that, no matter how fucked up he is or whatever he's doing and not doing. Like he's a human person doing extraordinary things.
That's true.
And
Now you get Doctor Strange coming out.
I'm so amped for that because I think so many people are underestimating
I
this
think
movie.
so. I kind of agree with.
I think so many people are underestimating
Here's the
this
thing,
movie,
though,
man.
Is how are they gonna explain that time paradox?
I think
We say they really didn't explain it in Winter Soldier.
no, the closest we've ever really gotten to see it was with Ant-Man with the quantum realm.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? Like I think it's gonna be something like that, but I think it's gonna be way. I think it's gonna be like one of them things where it's gonna be like an actual trip for you to see it because.
So you think it's gonna be like remember the movie? What's that Leonardo DiCaprio?
Inception. You know what? A lot of people keep saying it and
Right.
toppling, but I think it's like
But remember
a play on the mind. Like remember
Yeah.
you used to see like kaleidoscopes
Kaleidoscopes, right?
and stuff like that. That's the type of feel I think they're going for, like that hippies nostalgia type
Well, if you
psychedelic
look
thing.
at it,
But
if you look at it when he's doing his hand movements, you're seeing like the kaleidoscope looking.
I think it's gonna be awesome, man.
I think so too. I think who they picked for it was a perfect role.
Yeah, I've seen a couple Cumberbatch movies, but I can't really name them off the top of my
Right,
head. Like
right.
I think he's a good actor. You know what I'm saying? I think it'll be different. I'm looking forward to it because like I said, they're really playing this magic thing up this time.
Yes, they are.
It's not gonna be one of those situations like, oh, okay, he has powers,
Right.
but it's this, and this. Okay, now they can start
Yeah.
jumping and leaping, really going into outer space and doing stuff in comic books that only magic can explain.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. With him, when you're bringing him into the Marvel universe, then it really starts to explain
Yeah, man, that shit's
a
gonna get
lot of
wild,
stuff
man.
But I mean, and then I'm excited to see that. That comes out what?
The 4th. That comes out on
Fourth.
my birthday.
Well, happy birthday. You going on your birthday?
I want to go. My wife keeps telling me no. She
Wow.
says that she has plans. Says that since it's my 30th birthday and
Right.
that's an important year for me and that I really need to celebrate that.
It is. Look, as men, here's what we do, right? As men, we celebrate our 21st birthday.
Yeah.
We celebrate our 18th birthday. Just, finding out of high school. So then we celebrate our 21st birthday by going out and getting drunk like fucking assholes.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we don't celebrate any other birthdays until we hit 30. You know what I'm saying?
I guess, man. Like, I take
Here's
that
what
right.
it is. See, now that you're 29, right?
Right.
Okay. When you hit 30, you like that song?
All right, man. 21 Pilots. That song,
Love
Heathens.
that song.
That's the
Love
song,
that.
man.
That's a great soundtrack too.
Yeah.
Love that soundtrack.
Crazy.
Yeah. But when you hit 30, then you're like, wait a second, holy shit, I'm almost 40.
Hey, you know what I'm tell you what's crazy about that? Like right now I've been thinking about so many things that I really want to switch up and really start doing it. Maybe
Right.
because I feel like since I'm finna hit 30, time's almost up. Time's almost up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
because now you're getting to that point where you're not going to weddings anymore. You're starting to go to funerals.
hey, look, hey, I get that interpretation. Hey, I ain't even trying to die down, man, but I've always gone to funerals, man.
Well, I have.
I just
too,
been waiting
but-
on my turn.
I have too, but now as I get older, now I'm like, I don't have as many weddings to go to.
Yeah.
Now it's more.
And that's sad, man.
Funerals.
People don't really want to get married no more, man.
Well, I mean,
That's sad, man.
I
I ain't finna jump down that line though, because I'm still stuck on that comic book shit, man. 'Cause
I
it's,
enjoy being married.
well, I do.
I enjoy it.
That's the best decision I ever
I
made.
enjoy spending time with my wife and everything. I think it's great. Hold on a second.
You said my second.
First one didn't work out so well. I think I was too young though. I think that's what it was.
Think so?
I was 19.
Wow.
Yeah, that's just too young.
Who's to say? Who's to say what's young? Like, I mean, that's like now. You hear people talk now and say, "Oh well, a couple that's like 16, 17 getting
Right.
married and having a child. Oh, they're irresponsible.
That's true.
They're not ready. They can't do this. But who the fuck are you guys to say that? Like, you
But
don't
the
know.
thing is that shit was happening years and years.
And that's
years
my
ago.
whole point, man. If they were doing that, you know what I'm saying, years ago, and they can take care of themselves,
Right.
who the hell are you to sit up there and say somebody's
Right,
too
I mean,
young enough to do something?
Like I was, you speak of that, I was watching something on Facebook today that just really irritated the fuck out of me. So these kids, they were older, they were probably high school age, walk into their house and their mom and dad are
Oh, they OD.
on heroin.
Hey, man.
And they film it, right?
Hey.
And they start saying, they're trying to get their mom and dad up. And you can hear the son going, he goes, man, you got kids, you shouldn't be doing this kind of shit. Right? Now, that's disgusting that high school kids had to walk in and see that, right? Now, imagine if a fucking 5-year-old child walked in and saw their fucking parent laying there, OD'd like that. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is that little kid gonna do? They don't realize, because they want to get that high, the damage they're causing to that child.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but at that point, man, when it's that point, it's a disease, man. Like,
I agree.
don't get me wrong, like,
I agree.
everybody get to make choices and decisions, but I feel for the kids. I don't feel like, there's any excuse for people to go through situations like that. I had a tremendous amount of drug addicts in my family, and I think it's mostly just a personal choice. But I also, I'm understanding too that a lot of the drugs now that people are using are way stronger,
Yeah, that's true.
than what they used to be.
That is true. You're absolutely right.
I've said this, especially like when it comes to like shit like weed and shit. Like, that's why I think a lot of kids do like heroin and all these other drugs, because fucked up programs like Dare and all that other shit have misled kids and made them believe that weed is the worst shit in the world. And then when they finally smoke the shit or try it, or they know they're hanging with people that do it on a constant basis and nothing will happen. Because look, I know doctors, I know lawyers, hell, I even know a cop or two who do what they do, and they're still highly functioning people in society and take care of their families and don't have any issues.
Right.
So when people see that and kids see that, and oh well, nothing will happen to me. Oh well, how about you try this and this and this and this?
I agree.
And it becomes easier for them to try shit because, oh, okay, well, they told me this is bad, but it wasn't that fucking bad. Like,
right. It's just sad that, like, I don't get how.
But I mean, it's the parents though, man. It's the fucking parents though, because it's like people have children and they want to like pacify and babyfy their children. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying rush them to grow up. I'm not saying put them in adult situations, but respect the child's mind, man. Respect the fact that they're always learning and that they're aware and that you're not the only person that influences them and where they learn from.
Right.
So when they have things that's curious to them, or when they want to talk to you about something, be straightforward and straight down with them. Like, don't, oh well, this comes from this and this. No, that's bullshit. Because now you playing on their intelligence and shit.
Right.
And then as they get older and you start to have problems with them and you wonder why they don't respect you, because you never respected their mind. Like
you speak of, you talk like that. They're one of my favorite shows. Beyond Scared Straight.
That shit's hilarious.
Love
man.
that show.
That shit's hilarious,
show.
Man.
And you see these kids who are actually acting like little piece of shits, little assholes or whatever, right? They think they're all hard and tough. They go to jail, but then you find out they're not all that hard and tough.
I don't know, man. I seen one of them on there. Hey, dude was a savage though.
He was.
He had me laughing because the dude, he said, "Hey, man, you sitting up here doing all this other stuff." He said, "You bad? You want to talk crazy to the officer?" He said, "You better think about it." He looked the officer in his face and then blinked and said, "You think about it." I said, "Hey, I gotta get it." hey.
I honestly think that every kid should have to go through a program like that.
I don't know. I can't say that because who's to say that it might not make a difference? Like, you got to think about it. Kids going to jail, to them that's like going to school.
That's true, but when they sit there and they listen, I mean, you listen to those inmates, and you hear them tell their stories.
Okay.
And they're like, man, I wish I'd have made different decisions in my life.
Okay.
That I ended up here.
Right.
This is where you want to end up? This is how you want
Yeah, but that I feel like I mean those same said experiences they can learn with their own parents just taking trips and going places with their parents that they never took before. And that's why I say when it comes to like shitty parents, man, like it's like
But see, I also think that every kid should at least serve 2 years in the military to get the respect for the military.
I don't agree with that.
Well,
I mean, look, because I say this, I have nothing but respect for people in uniform, and I'm thankful for what they do and for the freedoms that I have. But I'm also man enough and have no issue with expressing to anybody in that said uniform that I think that they are taking advantage of, and that I think our government used them like they are poker chips, like they are expendable. Right. And with that being said, I would never see myself putting on the uniform, nor allowing my children to put on the uniform because they fighting for these people who's making these decisions. They're not fighting for the country. So that's just me. Like I couldn't go. And some people they may disagree with me and say, well, you know, it makes them tougher. They learn how to come together and build camaraderie. But then think about how they promised all this shit. They promised all this shit that they barely even get a piece of.
That's true. You got
these people that they grow closeness to like family. They all broken up in pieces, in small pieces at a time, to where it's only a handful of them left, and only thing they got is memories of we're laughing, and then boom, this happens, and now this is where I'm at, and I'm dealing with these same said issues by myself. Like I said, man.
Man, okay, I see your point.
And I'm not shitting on nobody who want to serve. If you want to go serve, if you think that's your calling, if you think that's what you want to do, I salute you. More power to you.
You don't think it would help teach your kids something?
Nah, because like I said, respect is earned, man.
That's true.
And what other way can you teach a child respect by showing them respect, showing them how to respect other people?
So let's say,
I mean, everybody go through their rough patches. They're gonna be teenagers. Right. That's what kids
let's
do.
Let's just say like some piece of shit kid that keeps getting in trouble all the time.
Okay.
You know, because this is what they used to do back in the day. They tell them, they say, look, here's your options. You can either go to jail or you go in the military.
Of course they would. Of course they would select the military over going to jail.
Right. So I think in some point, that was when we were in Vietnam. So I was in real worse. You're picking to go to Vietnam or going to jail. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? For you to say that, I'll agree with that. I have no issue with that, but I don't think it should just be kids. I think that option should be given to almost anybody.
Oh, I agree. I think it should be.
Almost anybody except sex offenders and murderers. Like, nah, man, nah. Because you really wanna you really wanna fucking kill her knowing how to like do tactical shit?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Okay. Feel like they did in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, okay.
You act up crazy, here's what happens.
Yeah,
Boom, blows your head off. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, we gonna say how it really would have went.
See what I'm saying?
How it really would have went.
We need an army like the Suicide Squad.
I ain't gonna lie, I'll be down for some shit like that.
You see.
But see, look, and then look, I know that sound fucked up. Like when I was a kid, man, I used to want to be on that James Bond shit. Like I remember my mom asked me, she was like, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" I was like, a hitman, because that's what I thought James Bond was. I didn't really understand that he was a spy doing all this other shit. I just figured he was a hitman. She's like, "Well, why do you want to be?" I was like, "Man, he always fly, and he always get the girl, like no matter what, and he always walk away clean. I've never seen him with any spots, no dust, no nothing."
Well, the new James Bond does. Daniel Craig. He gets a little dirty. But Sean Connery.
Sean Connery is my favorite.
Sean Connery was.
He was my favorite.
He was the shit, wasn't he? Sean Connery. James Bond was that was good. I used to love James Bond. I used to love that.
I fucks with James.
You wanted to be James
for real,
Bond.
man, because I thought that.
I want to be a hitman.
When I said that shit, like my mother was genuinely worried because she was like, "Do you even know what that is? Like, do you know what you're even saying right now?" I'm like, "Yeah."
What's wrong with you, child?
Yeah.
I want to be a hitman.
Yeah, because I remember. Yeah, because you know what? Because I remember because I was doing something for school.
Right.
And you know, it was like grade school, and they was like, "Well, you know, what you want to do when you grow up?" And everybody always said the typical stuff. You know, I want to do this. I want to do this. I was thinking and just thinking, and then James Bond came on TV, and I was like, "Yeah, I want to be James Bond."
That badass ass
Man, come on,
Shoot
bro.
bullets.
I was like, I need a cue.
Flame.
I need a cue. Just, hey, hook me up, B. We out here today. Hook me up.
I remember when I was in school, they said, "What do you want to do?" I want to be a baseball player.
See, look, there's nothing wrong with that. But that people always say shit.
Right.
Man, I want to be the hit man. I want to be the one putting in the dirt. And then look, I was so serious, but then I got older, and like my aunt was in the service, and they started telling me, she's telling me like people she worked with and stuff, and how they go off and get into the Navy and the FBI and all this other stuff. And she was like, and then after that, they just kind of, I was like, wait, so wait a minute, you just disappeared? She was like, yeah. I was like, nah, I don't need to disappear.
They just disappear with a shit ton of money, sitting on the beach.
I don't need to disappear. I don't need to disappear because
Sitting on the beach.
if I gotta disappear, that means you can get rid of me whenever you want to.
Sitting on the beach with a Mai Tai in hand.
I don't need those problems.
Sipping. That's how you disappear. That's how you disappear.
Fuck that.
See, that's how you disappear. That's how you disappear. You're sitting there, oh wait, what time is it? Oh, hey, give me my Mai Tai.
Give me my Mai Tai.
Give me my pina colada.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's how they disappear.
Yes.
I'll look disappear on the beaches of Cabo. Or Cancun.
I don't know, man. I ain't too fond of water. I don't want to be nowhere where it's more water than this land.
So you disappear, where would you want to disappear?
I don't know, man.
Retire right now. Where would you retire?
Real shit.
Yeah.
If I had my choice,
Look, here's how I see it. This is what I see.
because I only got two things I can think of off the top of my
Here's
head.
what I picture is retired, right?
Right.
From what I know of the show. See, you would be a mountains.
The fuck with some mountains, man.
That's how I see it. Mountains, away from everybody else, living off the grid, doing your thing.
So then, in most cases, I probably still would go somewhere like to Asia, Africa, and some shit somewhere where I can, you know what I'm saying,
Okay.
be out in the, like the culture, man, like the people.
Okay.
I just, it's beautiful, man. It's way better than what you say white American media shows it to be. Like it's a beautiful place. All those people don't have AIDS, and it's not all that stuff going on over there. You know what I'm saying? Because I was trying to get my wife to go with me to Sierra Leone, and she was like, "No, they got Ebola over there," and I was like, "Man, that's bullshit." And she was like, "Well, how do you know? They say that they have." I said, "Well, tell me this: how the fuck does Ebola just keep jumping to all the brown states, where all the places where there's brown people, but then it jumps over the areas where all the white people are located?" Right. You know what I'm saying? And even think about it still, the people that were coming back here to the United States and they were getting it, none of them were really white people. You would think still they would have like a separate state, a separate town, and a separate hospital that they keep all these people contained in.
Here's one. What about Brazil?
Man, you know what? When I was a kid, man, I used to love Brazil. I used to want to go to Brazil because I knew people who went there.
You see the pictures of Rio de Janeiro?
Hey, I had to be honest. Hey, baby, my wife, I love you, but real shit, my only reason going to Brazil would have been for the women, just hands down. But then I heard like they got kind of hip on plastic surgery, so you're not really able to tell who's who now. And some shit like that. Like, I don't know, man. This plastic surgery shit is real, man. I'm scared, man.
Are you talking about transgender
people
living down there?
Yeah, man. Like, it was popular down there for a long time before it really got. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I don't.
My wife went to the Philippines for work, right?
Okay, all right.
Okay. I kind of told you.
Yeah.
So she was telling me a story that when she was there, they had a ladyboy contest.
Oh God, no.
She had a ladyboy contest, and they asked her to come judge the contest. And she said some of the men, or what do you classify them as? Do you classify them as women? Do you classify them as men? You can't say it.
Look, I ain't gonna look. I ain't trying to sound disrespectful, but I call them shims. It's like a mixture between a she and a him.
Ooh, that's a good
shim. Because I look at it like this. I don't really know what to call you without saying something to you that might not sound offensive. So
Right.
Right now, you're in this process where I know you're this and this is what you're trying to become. So I'm going to bring them together until we figure this out. So
we're calling him a shim?
that's at least what I call them.
Okay,
Some people might still find that offensive. At this point, I don't give a fuck.
Can't call them trannies anymore. That's offensive.
I guess, man.
You know what I mean?
You know, because I was telling somebody, like, I had a friend, she told me, like, somewhere there are, like, transgenders who are trying to get to the point of where they can get uteruses and stuff like that so they can have children.
Come on, man. What are you going to piss it out your dick hole?
I don't know, man.
You going to piss it out your dick hole?
I don't know, man. But
you ever passed a kidney stone?
No, I don't want to, but I
Can
heard
you
that
imagine
brutal.
passing a baby through
But you know they folded back or
but
do whatever they.
That's when you're a woman.
Yeah, I say that
When you have the
completely.
vagina.
I say that completely. But
if you're a
to each
chick,
his own.
you still have a dick, that makes you a shim. That's what you said.
But it's so natural though.
It
A
is.
shim.
You're right.
Hey, I gotta get that shit copyrighted before somebody. Yeah, I gotta get that trademark before somebody starts using that shit.
So okay, so she's over there, right? Like she's in the in the women's bathroom, right? She gets out, goes to wash her hands. I look next to her. She goes, a guy, or lady boy that looked like me, standing right
That looks like me.
washing Shim's hands. And she's just like, oh, okay. And then one of the guys that she was there with is in the bathroom standing at the urinal. And he said that this really attractive lady walked into the men's room, stood right next to the urinal, and started cleaning with him.
Oh, man.
Now, watch how I tie this all back. So you know how Target allows whichever sex you identify with to go into that bathroom, right?
Right.
Remember how they made such a big deal? Right?
Right.
Well, people are on Facebook, oh, if somebody tries to mess with my daughter, and one of these tranny freaks try to mess with my daughter, I'll kill him, right? Right?
Right.
Remember all that? Yet they're going to vote for a guy who has groped his daughter in public.
Hey, boy, Trump, boy,
and has also been in trouble for groping and for sexual assault to other women.
Hey, what did he say? When you famous, you can do whatever you want.
That is exactly what he said. And he said,
but that's fucking true.
It's true.
It's fucking true.
I mean, look at Kobe Bryant.
Because you know what? I said.
Kobe Bryant.
Because look, I've said this. Look, I've told somebody this. I said, you know what? It's bullshit. Especially like when you have those situations where it's always like like case in point, the shit with Ric Flair and Halle Berry, right? Now, everybody was saying like, oh, the shit's funny, man. There's no way Ric Flair fucked Halle Berry. But I'm saying, how come it didn't happen? Everybody's going to say, well, I guess she's beautiful or whatever.
Well, let's hope that Halle Berry had some taste.
But see, look, even you're saying that, but that's based on the fact that he's old.
No, it's based on the fact that he's ugly.
No, it's fucking Rick. Look. But look, hear me out though. What I think happened is, and
Wait,
I'm not.
Stop. Please don't ruin my image of Halle Berry.
Man, mine got ruined. It got ruined with Monsters Ball, so it's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap, bro.
Greatest scenes ever.
Pretty sure it was for you.
Oh, dude.
Pretty sure it was for you.
You telling me you didn't? When she grabbed that shirt, that's a make me feel good.
Nah, man, don't nobody want to. Dope fiends aren't attractive to me.
Make me feel good. She wasn't a dope fiend in that movie.
She was.
No, make me feel good.
Oh, okay.
Make me feel good, Swing Blade.
Okay.
That's all I saw.
I mean, like, I think what happened was it was control, man. I think like she threw him one night. He took the chance. He had his shot. Right. That's what it was. Nothing ever happened again. And I think she just saving face, man. Oh, well, because everybody has fucked somebody that they don't want nobody to know that they fucked. Period.
Oh, yeah. We've all had that.
That's what I'm saying. So even celebrities.
We've all had that guy where you chewing your arm to get out of there.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even celebrities have done it. So
right.
I'm not trying to. That's what. But I'm not gonna say like, you know, Donald Trump out here like groping women is like okay, but there's a lot of ladies, man, who actually want to be groped.
Women are
who
just
encourage.
as men.
They're worse. They're worse. Oh my God.
For a little bit, I was going through so I decided to get a job as a bus driver.
Right.
Working with a bunch of old ladies, right?
Right.
Okay. They were all, the majority of them were all older than me, 40s and above, right? I'm sitting there one day, and this one walks by, and she goes, well, hello, Mr. Hot Stuff bus driver. And I go, hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I was a trash man. At trade. So what she's saying to me is not going to offend me.
Right.
She goes, it's about time we get some young meat in here for us old ladies to look at. And I'm just laughing, right? Well, one of the older old ladies got offended.
Wow.
So she apologized to me. I go, you apologize? I just don't want you to be offended. Because we had this one guy who had just started here. A girl made that comment like that. He got offended. And I go, look, I was a trash man. So that didn't offend me. I said, he must have had a vagina between them. He must have had a JJ between his legs to get offended. She lost it when I said that. But yeah, old women.
Hey man, these old ladies, man. Hey, they live, man. I've had some older women say some. I've had some older women say some things to me, man. It was this one. I used to work at this one place, and I used to always take my clients to like the library so they could read, check out books. It was this one librarian. I used to call her Miss Parker because you know the lady like off of Friday and everything.
Right, yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous, man. This lady used to just say something like some of the most filthiest shit ever. And I used to tell her, like, you know, at the time, like I was engaged, I had a fiance, and man, all that shit did not matter. And my dude was just like, hey man, you just go ahead and take that shot. I'm like, I'm like, man,
Mrs. Robinson.
Hey man, these
Mrs.
ladies, but still not even just older ladies though. Like now, like
these young girls now, man. Look at Facebook.
Look. I told my wife. I said, I love you to death. I said, but look, just know, you made the world a better place when you decided and you volunteered to marry me. And she was like, well, why do you say that? I said, because if I wasn't with you and we weren't together, I'd be the foulest piece of shit that's out here because. It's like so many coochie coupons given to you at an unlimited point of time that it's just like ridiculous, like absolutely ridiculous.
It is, man.
Like on Facebook alone, it's fucking ridiculous. Dude. Instant Messenger is a motherfucker.
Dude,
right?
Like you can sit there. Oh yeah, I agree with you, man. I agree with you, dude. Like you can sit there and just watch this stuff. Like. You know, all this, everybody's like, oh, you know, Snapchat. That's not, you know, you can't save Snapchat pictures.
You can save anything.
You know, Snapchat deletes, really. All I got to do is, on my phone, hold this middle button, this side button, and click, I got a picture.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Oh, you send me a new picture? Click, I got a new picture. And let me tell you something. Boys, we're going to do whatever we can to find new pictures of a girl. We'll do whatever we can to get a girl to send us new pictures.
But see, that's the whole thing. And a lot of guys, I don't know, they might look at me like I'm crazy for this, but like, don't get me wrong, women are beautiful. I love women. I love all women, sizes, whatever. Like, that doesn't bother me. But like, the fact like they be so caught up in it, like they never seen like any pussy, like any titties, nothing like that before. It like blows my mind because then bro, have you seen this? Have you seen this? That look, don't get me wrong, because I go ape shit too every once in a while when I see something.
When you're a kid.
Nah, man, still now, man. Like adults.
Adults,
man. Like,
when you were younger, how hard it was for you to find something to go to town on yourself with?
No, because when I was younger, the internet had been out, and that's all it was porn.
So, like, when I was growing up.
Oh, and like, Charter had just started putting like digital TV in people's houses and shit.
Yeah, the scramble channel.
Yeah, them shits.
Every once in a while, you know, you wait till everybody goes to bed, turn it on. He'd watch the scrambling, not get to see it.
No, I saw everything. It was
no, I'm just saying that's what you used to see.
Oh, okay.
You know, but I mean, like I watched, I got two older boys, man, and these guys, I'm just like,
I'm scared of what they might be watching now.
Yeah, man. What the fuck, man? You know, like when I was growing up, you didn't talk about beating off. You know what? When I was growing up, a lot of dudes, they didn't talk about that. Like they was like, "Oh man, no, I didn't." But you know what? Dude, you know
I was honest though. Like it didn't bother me because, like, I don't know. I've always been. I guess just cool and comfortable with my shit. Like
Okay, but see, now we're talking almost a 10-year age gap. We're talking a 10-year age gap.
But
between you
shit-
and me. See, like when I was growing up, you didn't talk about it. We found out one kid in school was beaten off. You know what? We all made fun.
You can make fun of me,
We all made fun of him.
but you know what?
I
You know
was at
what?
home.
I would say you laughing at him.
Oh yeah. We're all like, "Oh, yeah,
Everybody was at home.
We were all at home fucking popping our little fucking balonies with the tweezers going woo woo woo. But now these kids, man,
It's just, man.
they're all there like, oh man, I just fucking jerked it off to this little girl. Check this girl out.
Man, you know, I don't even think most of them even really doing that no more, man. I just think they all flat out fucking, man.
No, that's true.
Like
That's true. They are.
that's why I said, man, like people just talk to your people, man. Because when I was in school, man, it was bad, man. People was fucking.
Dude, I worked in a
Hey,
school
man,
district.
it was bad.
I worked in a school district, and they were doing it in the school district.
Hey,
I'm like, they're doing it in the school, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with
hey,
these kids?
look, man.
You know, what is wrong with you guys?
Hey,
I mean,
man,
it's not
just
saying that I didn't. Do it.
school was awesome.
No, see, then you didn't think school was. Now you're like,
Hey, man, school was
I had
fucking
some good
awesome.
times
Hey,
in school.
I learned more in school and did more in school than I probably
Right?
was supposed
You're
to.
like,
You
man,
know
I
what
had
I'm
some
saying?
really good times
I got
in
away with a
school.
lot of shit I probably should have got away with.
I know, right? I'm like, wow, man, school was actually pretty fun.
That's why I said, man, this Facebook shit probably just take it to a whole nother level
Can you
now.
imagine? Can you imagine the stuff that's going on now? Technology now.
Oh my God, could you
If
imagine?
you went back as a kid to go to school,
Oh my God, could you imagine some of the pictures I would have?
dude, we would see. That's what I always tell my boys. You know, I try to tell my boys, I'm like, man, I was like, well, I said, look, like, I guess I've raised my boys really well, you know, because they both respect women and
That's what's
stuff
up.
like that. You know
That's
what I
what's
mean?
up, man.
But I'm like, you know, man, I said, and I tell them this all the time. I'm like, man, I said, let your dad show you how to be a mechanic. But then I look at it and I'm like, you know what? No. I want them to respect women.
But you know what though? That don't necessarily mean they can't, you know, have the juice. Like it's just about your, you know, your presentation. Like put it like this.
I don't want
man.
them to look at it. Okay, like look, we're only going back looking like this because we were in school and now we're like, oh, we know this. Man, we could have.
But you know what though? I still wouldn't. You know what? Because I'm gonna be honest. Like it's like experience, bro.
Are we thinking about it as, ooh, I could go back and nail all these?
No,
girls, or
it's
we go
just
back
the
being-
overall experience.
Just being the pimp.
It's just the overall experience, just of everything. Because
Right.
like I feel like my life is original to me. It's been a movie, and I've never seen anything else like it.
That's true.
And with that being said, like with my sons, I would encourage them to do whatever you do and have fun, but you know, try to use common sense
Be
about it.
responsible.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like your experience is everything.
So I think you and your wife would be great parents.
You know, people keep telling me, man, I need to have kids,
I
man.
really think you would be great parents because I don't think you would raise your kids. I think you would raise your kids to see everybody as everything.
Yeah, but I still whoop their ass though.
Well, I know, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, I don't think you would be the type to raise your kids to be like, look, this happened to us. That, you know, I don't think you'd be the type to raise your kids going, you know, look, our ancestors were beaten and abused, and you need to hold a grudge towards it. You would say, look, this happened in our past, but we have to overcome it to become a better person. You know what I'm saying? Take that experience and look at that experience and see how it's helped these people and how it's helped you and how it's helped everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
you would I don't think you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I think my biggest thing I would always encourage my kids is just to be honest.
Right.
I don't care how bad it is. You know what I'm saying? Just be honest and
trust me, that's the hardest
always will be willing to look
That's
into
the-
shit yourself. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
yeah, that's the
'Cause
hardest thing to tell your kids to say. You just
be
tell them the
honest.
truth.
But you know what though? That's because a lot of people always come with that bullshit double standard. Like, how you gonna tell me, hey, you can tell me anything and I won't be mad at you and I don't do this? That's a fucking lie. Like, you know, I might be disappointed. You know, I might be upset, but let's deal with this shit now and get it over with and
Like
deal
my
with
sister.
it. Let's be adults about this shit.
Right. Oh, sorry. She was having problems with her son. kids picking on him, right?
Oh man, that's the worst.
Yeah. And she said, you know what? You hit the kid. You won't be in trouble. You'll get in trouble at school, but you won't be in trouble.
Hey.
So what does my nephew do? He hits the kid. Gets in trouble. Comes home. Tells my sister. What's that? What happens? My sister yells at him. Grounds him.
Ah man, yes, that's wrong. Hey, sorry, sister.
My
That's
mom.
wrong. That's wrong.
My mom says, no, you told him
Right.
to go stand up for himself.
Right.
He got in trouble at school. That's it. You told him to do it.
Yeah.
You can't let him put him in trouble at home. Well, he shouldn't have done it.
But you told him.
You
to.
told him to do it.
I see, and you know what that is. I always say that's the double standards that parents have when it comes to dealing with children.
See, you know what my mom always told me? My mom always said, "Don't start a fight, just end them."
Yep. Hey, you know what? My mom was like, "Hey, she's like, you don't go fucking with people." But she was like, if somebody mess with you and you don't whoop their ass, you better keep fighting until you whoop their ass. Because she was like, if you come home and you just got your ass whooped, I'm gonna send you back there until you keep.
Yeah, but I mean, my mom always, and I remember there was one time I got into a fight at school. I came home. This is when I lived in the city. We were living right over here. I had these 3 little boys every day. Take my milk every day. So I tell my mom goes, school wouldn't do anything because at that time bullying was nothing, right?
Okay.
My mom tells me, she goes, you better not let them take the milk. Don't. Okay. They come over. Give us your milk. No, I can't give it to you. My mom said no. I'm probably 7, 8 years old. Give us your milk. No, we can't do it. My mom said I can't do it. Well, the one shoves me down. And, in the old city schools, we used to have the benches, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this bench was all busted up, right? I picked up a piece of the bench and I proceeded to beat the shit out of
Hey, that's what's
kid
up, man. Swing for the fences.
He just started hitting them. The teachers come over, the recess aides, because at that time it was the teachers, really.
Right.
So they came over and they yanked me out, took me to class, took me to the principal's office. I got my paddling for using a weapon. Mr. Hughes calls my mom and tells him, Jason got into a fight, blah, 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 blah. I'm just sitting here.
Yeah.
I did. Dirty got into a fight. Too late now. What's going to happen? She goes, was it the 3 kids that have been taking his milk money? And he goes, well, yeah. She goes, I didn't do nothing to him. She goes, I told him to do it. So I didn't get in trouble.
That's what's up.
I think if you, as a parent, if you tell your child to do something, I told my boys, don't let anybody bully you. Don't.
Yeah, but when it comes to that, man, parents have to be willing to listen, man. And I think people forget what it is to be a teenager and a child.
God.
They remember the experience.
But what? Nowadays, it's got to be much harder to be a teenager.
Hell yeah.
With the internet and the cyberbullying. But
that's why, man, I'm gonna make my kids some savages.
Right. I always told my boys, look, anybody bullies you, there's one thing that's gonna happen to a bully. You stand up to a bully and you knock that bully out, guess what? They're not gonna mess with you. And then they're not gonna mess with anybody else because somebody stood up to them. And I always told my boys that. And my boys always my boys were never bullied. My daughter, on the other hand, was bullied. I told her, I go, look, don't let somebody bully you. Don't. Stand up for yourself.
Yeah, I don't know. When I was a kid, I wasn't going for this shit.
No, I didn't either.
I wasn't going for this shit.
One of my other daughters was being bullied on the bus. And I told her, I'm like, her mom's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, look, here's what you do. First, you tell the bus driver. If it doesn't stop, then you go tell your teacher. If it doesn't stop, then you go tell your counselor. If it doesn't stop, you go tell your principal. This went on probably for 6 fucking weeks. I finally told her, I'm like, if you went through all of your channels, and she's like, yeah. I said, okay. And I said, nothing's happening. She's like, yeah. I said, the next time this girl bullies you, I said, you just not gonna write her goddamn.
Hey, that's all they be really needing is a quick ass whooping.
I go hit her right in her mouth. Her mom's like, she'll be suspended. I'm like, no. I'm like, every single channel. Nothing has happened. They can't suspend her because now she's defending herself. And they're like, you don't. I'm like, no.
Hey, you
That's
know
how
what?
it works in the school
You know what?
districts.
And that's why I hate that PC shit, because I feel like I'm not saying everybody's a tough guy and that everybody has to be physical and you have to do shit with your hands, but sometimes people need to be checked with hands.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I agree.
And that's even in the workplace. I promise, like, if that was allowed in the workplace, it'd be a lot of less assholes in the workplace.
I agree with
It's
you.
people who feel like they can say whatever and do whatever that aren't corrected.
Mhm.
I'm not going for the bullshit. Like, I don't care. Like, to me, respect is everything. I'll die for my
Oh, yeah.
respect.
So she calls me up one day in tears. This girl keeps bullying me, and I'm afraid. I've never been in a fight. I said, doesn't matter. I said, win, lose, or draw. It's like, I'm on my way. I'm like, she keeps doing it. Punch her right in her mouth. You get your ass whooped, you get your ass whooped. I said, but I'll tell you this right now.
She'll remember when you hit her in her
You
face.
stood up to her, the shit will stop. So I went up there. I went right to the principal's office. And I said, look, here's how this works. I was like, I already know she's talked to her bus driver. I said, I already know she's talked to her teacher. I said, I already know she's talked to her counselor. I said, I know she's already talked to you. I said, now you're the head principal. I said, I'm telling you this right now. I was like, if this bullying doesn't stop, I said, I already told her to hit this girl in her mouth. Well, we can't. I said, no. I said, we can't have this violence. I said, because here's what's happening. I'm like, don't try to sit here and show me you know what I'm talking. Well, bullying's not tolerated. Really? Then do something about it. She'll be suspended. I'm like, no. She won't be suspended either. I said, you know why? Because she followed her chain of command. You know about this, and you haven't done shit about it. I said, how would you like it if the Board of Education knew that you had a child that was being bullied and you did shit about it? Guess what happened? That very next fucking day, that girl was suspended for bullying. And never bullied her again.
But see, man, I think that's that shit weak sauce, man. Like, I hate shit like that, man. I hate the fact that you gotta go above and beyond and like threaten people like they jobs and shit, or shit to make them, that'll embarrass them or bring shame upon their organization to make shit happen. Like,
it is. That's what's sad.
But like I always say, if it's their kids, their wife, or somebody like that, then they're the biggest victim, and this is a tragedy, and this shit need to stop.
And I love when school districts and the administrators will play that bullshit with you, like you don't know what you're talking about. Look, I worked 12 years in the school district. I know what the hell I'm talking about. You can't sit here and tell me this shit. Because I was there when that whole bullying shit changed. Because it all happened in '99 when Columbine happened. Mm-hmm. That's when all that shit took effect.
Yeah, I remember
chain
that.
of command. If the kids go through that chain of command and the bullying still doesn't happen, then kid can get its ass whooped. And guess what's going to happen?
Because it's self-defense at that point.
You ain't going to do shit to the kid that's been bullied, as long as they told everybody they need to tell. Is it a long, stupid, drawn-out process? You got it is. I remember me, when I was a kid, you just walked up to the kid and punched him in the mouth.
Hey.
I still love watching the bully videos where the bullies get their asses
beat. Hey, man, that should be
those regrets, dude. It's 9 o'clock already.
So we finna tie this up.
We are.
All right. Well, fuck, man. I feel like we jumped over a lot today.
I know, right? We made it lighthearted. We made it, it was heartful at the beginning.
Right.
And we made it lighthearted, and then we're going to fantasy.
Hey, man, I'm going to say this, though, man. If you got little people that's being bullied, man, I'm going to be honest, man. I feel like a lot of people need to put their kids in, like, self-defense classes.
Man. I agree with you.
And it's just not to know how to use your hands, but it's to build confidence and to deal with confrontation, because a lot of people don't really encounter confrontation. Right. So, I would rather my kid, be brave enough to at least talk their way out of a situation and know to distance themselves than to freeze up in fear and somebody harm them and shit.
You want to see a clown before we go?
Fuck you, man.
Can't believe a big old guy like you was afraid of a little bit.
I'm for real, man.
Let me ask you this question. If we walked out that door right now and we saw one of these creepy clowns running around, what would you do?
Man, I to be honest, I want to say like I'd come back in, but I hate to say it, man. I think I don't want to say I attack a man, but as long as they not
what I would do?
Near me or bother me or don't step towards me, like I think
I'd start walking towards them, right?
Fuck that.
Listen, as I got closer, I'd start taking off all my clothes, and I'd go chase them.
I don't think that'll throw them off, man. It's a clown. Man, it's a clown, man. You gotta think
tell you something. You got a dude coming at you buck ass naked.
Man, it's a clown, man. He probably do that shit in his spare time with face paint on.
Like Buffalo, like what was it?
Buffalo Bill.
Yeah.
Like, man.
Silence of the Lambs.
Like, nah, man,
I
that shit.
bet you Tim Miller dresses up as
He probably do, man. He look like he wear a couple dresses too.
doesn't
Man.
he, Timothy
Yeah,
Miller?
yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
Probably does, doesn't he? All right, let's wrap this
Rouge
up.
is his favorite
Let's
color.
wrap this up. I'm dirty. Sitting over there, Chris.
Yo, this Damien, man.
We broadcast every live. See, look, we did 2 Tuesdays. We've made it.
Yeah, we made it, man.
Right, so we're
Yeah.
back on schedule.
Yeah, the universe is coming back
That's
together.
right.
I guess.
You never know what the hell we're going to talk about.
Not at all, man.
There's no telling what's in our demented little mind.
Yeah, man. I know we ain't talking about no wrestler shit in a minute, man. Is anybody else? I know we get ready to go, but is anybody else kind of tripping off this Goldberg Brock Lesnar thing right now?
I don't care. How about we do this Monday night?
He never wants to talk about wrestling.
No. I don't like Goldberg, and I don't want to see that match again. And the
Goldberg
first
is
one
the
was
shit,
terrible.
even though you know.
It was terrible. The first match was terrible.
Yeah.
That WrestleMania 20 match was terrible. But here's the thing, though. Goldberg comes back Monday. So Tuesday, we'll talk about it.
We will.
And see what
I
happens.
just now started back watching Raw, man. I ain't been watching.
That's why we haven't been talking about it, because you haven't.
I started watching it, man. You know what, man? Because I got tired of feeding into the bullshit.
Dude, I like
man.
SmackDown better than I do Raw.
I had to start watching them both, man.
SmackDown's a much better show.
Yeah.
Much better show. Yeah.
I don't feel like they cater to me.
Oh,
Like they don't cater to
They
me.
have New Day.
Fucking New Day.
That New Day's a joke, right? Thank you. All right. We broadcast live on South Broadway TV on YouTube.com. And we broadcast live every Tuesday from South Broadway Athletic Club. And what they need to do is get people to come down
What do you mean?
and
Like,
watch the show live.
oh, that'd be cool.
Wouldn't it, though?
That'd be cool.
And we are out of here.
Yeah, let's go.